Hi there, it's Natasha, and today I have a video for you featuring this diagonal stripes background die. Is going to be one of the main features of it. I recently purchased this die in a haul, so you can see it there. And first thing I'm going to do is run it through my Cuttlebug twice, just with some Nina Solar White paper cardstock. This is 80-pound cardstock, and I'm just speeding it up. There's lots of parts in this video that I'm going to speed up today just to get through it. I'm using the Thanks die. This one's also from AliExpress, and I'm going to run it through on some black cardstock, and I've also run it through on some white cardstock three more times as well. I've got my two diagonal stripe backgrounds here, and if you turn one over and put it the other way, it kind of becomes a letters background. So I'm just using some liquid glue to adhere around the outside, and I can't do the stripes yet because you don't know where they're going to sit. So if you adhere the outsides with some liquid glue, and then I just went through the whole thing. This didn't take much time at all, and just quickly put some dots under. You probably don't need to do this because I did adhere items over top of it, but I did it anyway for stability. So pop some glue underneath there, and then I'm going to move on to the next part of creating my card for today. So I have this Thanks die, and as I said, I cut it out in black and then I cut it out in white 3 more times. So I'm just going to poke out all those little middle pieces of the H, the A, the K and the S, and I'm just going to do that with all of them. Then I wasn't sure if I wanted the black to be on top or the white and then the black to create a shadow. So I was just trying them both out there, and now I'm just going to add some liquid glue. This is multi-matte medium from Ranger, and I just put it into this little precision tip bottle that's from AliExpress. I'm just layering up the 3 die cuts so that it becomes a nice strong thick one and kind of looks just like chipboard. So this is the final layer. I'm just adding some more wet glue and putting the black one on. I'm lining it up exactly and not creating a shadow look with it because when you see it from the side you can see the white underneath. This is the Lawn Fawn Let's Polka in the Meadow pack, and this is a 6x6 paper pack. I thought I was going to use the yellow, the pink and the black. I only end up using the yellow and the black on here. I have these flower dies, and I've just done the whole sheet of black paper, the 6x6 sheet, and cut out as many flowers as I could. I was just seeing how I was going as I went along. I didn't know the number of flowers that I needed. I was just really having a play. Then I've gone ahead and done the same thing with the yellow sheet of paper, and just cutting out as many as I can from that, and then popping them all in a big pile beside me. From here, as I said, I wasn't sure. I thought I was going to use the pink, but I decided that instead I might use a layer of vellum in between some of them. So now I'm cutting out a whole sheet of vellum, and I'm going to use those in the flowers too. This next part of the video is just a lot of me fiddling around and deciding where I wanted the petals and which layers I wanted them in, if all of them would have vellum, some would be. At the start I thought I would do some yellow and black mixed together, and then I ended up doing mostly just black or just yellow, but each flower had the vellum in it as well. So I created lots of the flowers, and then these are some leaves that I cut out that came with those flower dies. I've just cut them out of some white cardstock and then adding some washi tape to the back of the cutout so that I can replace the leaves back in. It is much easier to ink up these leaves when they're back in the negative piece, so that's what I've done. I am going to use some mowed lawn and some twisted citron to ink up these leaves. This first one is the twisted citron and distress inks, and I'm just putting a light layer on. I'll come back later and put a much darker layer on. I wanted the leaves to have a bit of dimension to them and look a bit more interesting, so I've done half of it with the mowed lawn, sort of the lower half of the leaves, and then blended it in using the twisted citron up the top. And then I am going to use my heat gun to dry these a little bit, just because the Distress ink is a really wet ink and I didn't want to smudge it all over the white background. These are some foam strips that I have in my stash. I believe they might be from EK Success. And there's thicker strips there, but I needed them thinner, so I've cut them in half, and I'm going to add foam to the back of this lattice. I think that makes it much easier to sort of see through the card and see the dimension of the of what you've created by putting the two panels together. So I'm going to add foam strips all around the outside of this background, and then I'm going to add foam strips just to, not every single one, but some of the crossways, so that it gives it a little bit more stability as well. Going to take off all of the release paper and then pop it down on my card front, and then I'm going to work away and see how I want to add these flowers on the front of my card. I fiddled around with this for quite a while. It didn't end up looking quite how I wanted it to look, and I'm still not super happy with the card, but yeah, they just weren't sitting how I wanted them to sit. But never mind, it was okay in the end. So I play around for a long time, and in the end, sometimes I give up and I just start sticking the flowers down and figure it'll work itself out. So I'm also going to add in some of the leaves in a little bit too. So just gently peel them off that washi tape that was holding them down, and then see where I might want to put some. The centre of the flowers does have a hole in it in all of the flowers, and I wasn't too worried about whether you could see adhesive through the centre of it, because I knew I was going to either pop a little pearl or some Nuvo drops in the centre, and that would cover up anything that was showing through there, so I wasn't being too careful. I did pop some of the flowers up on some foam squares to add some more dimension, and then added some multi-matte medium to the sentiment to glue it down, and that was pretty much my card for today. I did want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is watching these videos and providing such wonderful comments and supportive comments towards my card making venture. I just enjoy doing it, and not every card turns out very well for me, but I enjoy sharing them with you, and I appreciate your support so much and the kind comments. So hopefully I will see you in the next video, and thanks for joining me today. Thanks, bye.